Hey guys, Lucy from LH Fitness. People are saying that they like my videos, so here's another one. This is about Hitt versus Liss. High intensity interval training versus low intensity steady state training. So there's massive controversy, which one's the best one, what does it do, etc, etc. So that's what we're going to talk about today, guys. Hey, so a few things that we need to know about first before I go into the video. So we're looking at, like I said, HIT training versus Liss training. So you need to understand a few concepts first. So one is, what is aerobic training? So aerobic training is training with oxygen. Anaerobic training is training without oxygen. We also need to know what the metabolism is and what a resting metabolism rate is. So your metabolism is the rate at which the body burns calories, and your resting metabolism is the rate at which your body burns calories while you're resting, i.e. asleep, sitting down, watching the telly or whatever. So now that we've got that out of the way and we understand that a little bit more, what is HIT training and Liss training? So like I said in the intro before, HIT training is high intensity interval training. So it's short periods or periods of high anaerobic workout. So something without oxygen that's going to get you out of breath, mixed with low intensity kind of slow recoveries. So it's interval training basically. Liss training, low intensity steady state training, is kind of like easy stuff. So 60 minutes on your treadmill, 40 minutes walking, cycling, swimming, something that you can do, and it's exercise with oxygen. Okay, so we're talking about with and without oxygen. Why do we need it? So oxygen helps the body metabolize fat. So it basically helps the body turn the fat into energy. So you'd think that low intensity or Liss training, I'm not going to say it all the time because it's too hard, Liss training would be the one to use while you're burning fat. A certain degree, yes. The pros and cons are this. So Liss training will burn calories off in a longer period of time, okay? The reason why you've got to do it in a longer period of time is because it takes the body longer to turn that fat with the oxygen into energy, okay? HIT training produces something called an afterburn. Only slightly does it burn more calories, but it does produce that afterburn. It also raises your resting metabolism rate. So remember what we said about your resting metabolism. It's your body's way of burning calories while you're resting. So if you raise it, it's going to burn more calories, right? So which is best, HIT or Liss? We'll put it this way. Some of the advantages of HIT are you'll get fitter and result in a less amount of time because you're doing it for maximum of 20-25 minutes because it's high intensity. It supercharges your metabolism, so it increases your resting metabolism. So therefore, as you're resting, you are going to be burning slightly more calories than you did before. Liss, what's the advantages of Liss? Well, yes, if you've got any injuries or if you're slightly unfit or if you're slightly unwell, Liss is good because obviously you won't have the energy to do your interval training. So you could put a 60-minute, 40-minute, 60-minute session in your workout. It decreases risks of injuries because you're not actually hammering as much as you would in HIT. And it's a nice kind of way I tend to do my reflections in Liss. Time to put your headphones on, put your hood up and forget everything and just, think about stuff. So HIT and Liss, which one should you do? Personally, for me, I would mix it up, okay? And I would say Hitt 2 to 3 times a week, Liss 2 to 3 times a week. That way you're getting your proportion of fat burning. There's no disadvantage, there's no advantage of doing one or the other, okay? They all have the pros and cons, like everything. But now you've got a bit of an understanding on what it is and how each one is different. So which one should you do? Put both into it, I would say. If you're struggling for time, get your Hitt in there, because like I say, it's only 20 to 25 minutes. If you've got the time or you're recovering from injury or a cold, put your Liss in there, but get a bit of both in your training regime. I hope that helps. Any questions, you know what to do. Jot them down in the comments box, and have a happy hump day, guys, because it's all downhill from here. See you soon.